Hello, everyone. I'm Mahesh Sheshadri. I lead the Telcos Services Portfolio Practice at VMware. Joining me is Vijay Kanchi, who leads the Transformation Consulting Services Portfolio Practice at VMware, and Hilal Roy, who's a 5G Global Product and Offering Lead at Accenture. Please note these disclaimers and keep them in your mind as we go through our presentation. Thank you. We are at the dawn of a digital era. Some call it the fourth industrial revolution. Irrespective of what it's called, we find enterprises across all industries are digitally transforming their businesses. They are adopting new, innovative business models, developing and delivering new services that span domains. All these transformations are fueled by ubiquitous availability of compute, data from intelligent devices and sensors, and connectivity, and adoption of AI and machine learning algorithms. Telcos are reinventing themselves to be in the heart of this transformation by providing a platform and the connectivity fabric. In this session, we will first provide some examples on how the world around us is changing. And we'll talk about the monetization opportunity that we can leverage in this changing world. Specifically, opportunities that leverage data, network, and API-based services marketplaces. Along with the 5G connectivity, followed by a discussion on open, agile, software-defined platforms and architectures and solutions that VMware and Accenture have been working together that can help you leverage this API-based economy. But first, let's start talking about a cow called Daisy. It's all about Daisy. And the real big question really is Daisy happy? After all, milk and cheese depends on Daisy. Well, for that, we need to ask Daisy. Is she happy? Is she healthy? Is she active? Who are her friends? How much exercise is she getting? Is she resting enough? Is she eating enough, or is she eating the right kind of food? There are so many factors. Here's an example of a very innovative company, Milk, who are digitally transforming the dairy industry. With sensors attached to the cows, they help us get to know the cows better. The instrumented cow is connected to the network, so we can be connected to the cow from anywhere, anytime. We can manage the cow and the herd and tend to it from anywhere in an automated way. We can analyze every drop of milk in real time and can intelligently route milk based on fat and protein content from various farms for cheese or for milk. In summary, in the digital era, the cow is instrumented, connected, and intelligent. The value of this is not just limited to the efficiency of producing high quality milk and cheese and maintaining happy and healthy cows. There's tremendous monetization opportunity across this value chain. For example, the data from the instrumentation of the cow can be monetized by the farmer by making it available for companies that produce feed, or application developers or drug companies, or veterinarians who are taking care of the cow. Application developers can leverage this data and create APIs and applications to manage the farm, automation control of the cows and the herd. And the API from the farm and the application can be leveraged by milk parlors to help manage supply and dynamically. Data API and API can be leveraged to provide intelligent dairy management system services based on personalized profiling of each cow in a herd. So in summary, it's all about data, AI, API and applications and services as a way of monetizing in this digital era. Now, Hilal will talk about another example in the mining industry.
Thank you, Mahesh. So Mahesh talked about how interplay of data, network, and APIs, they improve the planned operations and keeps Daisy happy, which is something we all want. Now let's look at an unplanned scenario. A scenario when disaster strikes. Envision one where severe thunderstorms moved the soil and an earth mover got stuck in a remote mine in Colorado. Now, thankfully, this mine was already set up with a wide variety of automatic response procedures using data, network, and APIs. So a series of events got triggered. Dispatch support experts with spare parts for the earth mover. Inform downstream customers about potential supply delay and offer them alternatives. Perform wellness check on the operator and initiate treatment. Adjust work shifts to offset the impact of this incident. It was all triggered within minutes of the incident without a single human intervention. That is how data, network, and APIs, they can fundamentally alter the way we do things, make it better, make our lives better. I will now hand it off to Bijay to walk through how we monetize these capabilities.
So whether it's a cow named Daisy in a remote farm in Denmark, or whether it's a tornado wreaking havoc in a remote mine in Colorado, what's important and critical is to be able to get the real-time data along with the historic and contextual data from social and public data platforms, being able to collect it, aggregate it, and synthesize it in a way that provides significant new opportunities for innovation and monetization. In the first example, in the dairy industry, we saw how a farmer is not just able to raise cattle and grow feed, but also grow data. And this data becomes valuable by sharing that data with the people who care about it in real-time way. And what's really important with that is to be able to take that data from providing the first significant monetization opportunity for the farmer to the application marketplace, where we have microservices that take advantage of the data, aggregate that data, leverage ubiquitous compute platforms to be able to pull all of that stuff together and serve them in microservices and API. And finally, the third monetization area is being able to take that information, take the insights and the raw data through the connected platforms and bring together predictive, proactive, personalized, differentiated digital experiences anytime and anywhere for all of the industries who care about it. Let me give you an example. As I mentioned, 5G is designed to be the transformational fabric that fundamentally will change how connectivity is available. The power of 5G is that it's the enabling technology that allows the ability to gather and connect instrumented data from billions of sources across IoT devices that are seeing, touching, hearing, sensing information available, and being able to translate that into and pull that together into a connective tissue through the 5G network. By leveraging the ubiquitous compute power across multiple clouds in a distributed way, this allows the enablement of building modern applications that are leveraging real-time data as well as historical data. There are many industries that are impacted and fundamentally can reimagine themselves and innovate to drive new monetization opportunities. For example, the connected vehicles platform using the ultra reliable low latency network will impact the automotive and public transport industries. Retail industry, similarly, will be able to take advantage of the augmented reality and the smart surveillance platforms afforded through those platforms. And healthcare is going to be able to take advantage of the massive machine-to-machine technologies by collecting remote operations and providing remote operations and unique capabilities. Let me give you an example of how a healthcare business is reimagining itself. In this scenario, imagine Joe sitting at home having an otherwise good day. Unfortunately, somewhat suddenly, Joe starts to feel unwell. The fitness and wellness devices and the in-home instrumentation in his house determine that Joe is indeed having trouble, and in fact determines that he's having potentially a stroke and that he needs immediate help. It quickly notifies the first responders who dispatch using the autonomous guided vehicles, a set of first responders who immediately reach out within minutes to Joe's house and start to give him the critical care he needs in a timely manner. Based on the triage and the initial critical care, the first responders determine very quickly that Joe does need additional help and he needs to be taken to the hospital right away. The transportation and ambulance services immediately take Joe and pull him and take him over to the hospital. And even before he gets to the hospital, all of Joe's information is made available to the physicians and the healthcare workers. The systems automatically provision operation theaters and all the equipment needed to support his needs. And very quickly upon his arrival at the hospital, Joe is whisked away to an operating theater and immediate surgery performed to take care of him. Within days, Joe is recovered and he's able to go home and take advantage of the remote monitoring and remote capabilities also afforded by the platforms in using the technologies by this healthcare organization. So this is an example of how the future of a reimagined healthcare is not only possible, but right within grasp by leveraging 5G networking and public cloud healthcare organizations using a private network use case. I'll now ask Hilal to talk about another industry that's fundamentally reimagining itself.
Thank you, Vijay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking about API, data, network, what it is, what it can do, and why do we care. As Vijay brilliantly explained how it can impact the healthcare industry, let's look at another industry, a very different one, an oil and gas industry. So Accenture and AT&T, we are working with Philips 66 to ruggedize the industrial cellular wireless connectivity. We selected a private network solution powered by multi-access edge compute. We selected it as a proof of concept to demonstrate the ability of this enhanced connectivity, which can handle and ruggedize the mobile connectivity. That's the foundation of their digital transformation initiative. It lays the foundation for potential future use cases, leveraging industrial Internet of Things, and applications that provide low latency, high bandwidth, high reliability, and security. That is a must-have for a plant like them in order to improve their business processes. Now, let's look at how does all this come together. So when we look at the foundation of this interconnected cloud-powered world, it is enabled by a complex ecosystem of solutions and components, players, and acronyms. So on a quick view, it includes devices such as the wearables, applications such as AR, VR type of applications, and some of the foundational enabling technologies such as the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all of this running on top of an enhanced platform which leverages smart connectivity and cloud compute. Now, you must be wondering, okay, that's great, but how do we go there? What are the steps that takes us there? So, as you must have guessed by now, the path to this interconnected cloud network, it's a journey. It is not an overnight transformation. It just doesn't happen like that. But Accenture and VMware, we have worked together to mark the milestones in this journey, the key considerations, and prepared for this journey with a set of tools and accelerators. So when we break down this journey into the key parts, the three key components, the step one, this is about creating the smart connectivity foundation, which leverages new age technologies such as 5G, SD-WAN, the type of connectivity platforms that lets you design solution using interplay of bandwidth, latency, reliability, essentially a solution-centric mindset. You take what you need. Step two, now that we have the connectivity platform, we now scale it and empower it with what we call the edge compute platform. That brings the entire computational capability closer to where the action is, and it lets you do it cheaply and securely. And the third step, now we have the connectivity, the edge platform. So now on top of this platform, we leverage the standard APIs and unlock the industry value chain. So when we reach this final stage of this journey, how does this stack look like? So the base of this stack, we have the connectivity layer, which leverages a smart combination of wireline and wireless technologies to move massive amounts of data, but in a fast, reliable manner with security and in a way that you can control. On top of that layer, there is what we call the edge platform or the compute layer. It provides the required processing engine to enable application creation. This layer, it embeds the foundational capabilities such as analytics, security, insight. All those are embedded within this layer. And we harness the power of this layer through standardized northbound APIs, which we expose to the developer ecosystem. And in the top layer, where the developers and the solution providers reside, it is about creating new solutions and services using these APIs. So we create cross-industry horizontal applications. We create mission-critical application. The goal is simple: drive growth, reduce cost, and improve employee and external NPS. The beauty of this platform is, as you can see, it's very modular into the connectivity, compute, and the API layers. So it lets you scale each of the layers independently. It helps you enrich each of the layers with what you exactly need. And lastly, it is built on the foundational principles of cloud economics. So it lowers the entry barrier. You don't need to spend hundreds of millions or billions to get started. You get started cheaply and easily. And as I mentioned before, Between Accenture and VMware, we have created a set of solutions and accelerators to make this journey even easier for you. And I will let Mahesh quickly touch on those.
Thank you, Hilal. In summary, this is a transformation journey like Hilal mentioned, and it doesn't happen overnight. It involves technology, people, and process, and all aspects that needs to come so that we can bring the power of 5G and realize the full potential. VMware and Accenture have, in addition to the platform that Hilal described, services that can help you and guide you through this process. Whether it's modernizing your platform to reduce your cost, increase agility, and enhance security, or adopting the multi-cloud strategy, or developing cloud-native applications, we can provide you platform and services. The second part really is the most important part, is the driving the ecosystem and innovation. And that's really about taking those new capabilities that private 5G brings into the picture, whether it is mobile edge computing like Hilal mentioned in the case of oil and gas, or private 5G use cases that Vijay was mentioning. It is around how do we go drive these use cases and transformation. And the last one is, once you transform your platforms and drive new services, is how do you reinvent your operating model? What are the new revenue streams, and how do we transform your operations to be able to leverage the monetization opportunities we described? So this is a very interesting journey, and as you said, the world is in the hockey stick, right? The growth phase right now. So we will be very excited to engage with you in a direct conversation, and we hope we gave you enough insight into at least get started. Hilal or Vijay, you won't have any final comments before we wrap up?
Thank you, Mahesh. I think you captured it very eloquently. Only thing I want to emphasize is, as Mahesh mentioned, it is not just about technology of moving your applications to cloud or putting in 5G. It is about how do you bring the entire ecosystem together. The success of this depends on how well you can bring your employees, your customers, your suppliers, regulators, all of them along in this journey with clear milestones.
Thank you. So that brings us to the conclusion of our presentation, but we request you to take the survey. We really would love to hear from you and really love to get your feedback. So there is going to be a survey at the end of the session. Please take time to fill up the survey, and thank you so much. And we look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.